Hello guys, Ivan here, and this is the all-new Mercedes-Benz EQA 250 fully electric SUV from Mercedes-Benz, and you can see the signature with LED daylight running stripes which goes across between the front headlights. We have here the AMG line package, and this car is in mountain grey metallic. There are many colors available, and as you can see we have blue accents because this is electric car, so that's the signature of the Mercedes-Benz to have blue details on the electric cars. So the EQA 250 has a power output of 140 kilowatts, 190 horsepower and 375 Newton meters of torque. So price in Germany starts at 47,540.50 euros. So range for this car according to NEDC is 486 kilometers, and other variants will include more power and also a higher range. So the aerodynamic drag is only 0.28 CD value. In the floor, in the middle, we have the batteries here. They are double stacked in EQA 250. The acceleration from 0 to 100 km per hour or 62 miles per hour is 8.9 seconds, and the top speed is 160 km per hour or 100 miles per hour. And the usable battery pack is 66.5 kilowatt hours. The combined fuel consumption is rated at 15.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. This is front-wheel drive vehicle. The 4MATIC will follow in other engine variants. Charging time at the wall box or public charging station AC charging is 5 hours and 45 minutes, and at rapid charging station and DC direct current is only half an hour, from 10% to 80%. So from the rear we can see this new design element of the Mercedes-Benz EQ models, which has this light bar which connects the tail lamps together. So in, for example, GLA, which this car is based on, you would have like the tail lamp would end here, but now it's connected. So this is like a signature, design signature of the EQ models. So you can see EQ A250 here. And also we have this chrome part for the at the edge of the boot for the SUV styling. So in traditional IC cars, here would be exhaust, but here is like a diffuser. You can see 3 fins on each side, and we can see black line above these diffusers. But thanks to the night package, the window trim, and also here the mirror caps are in high gloss black. The EQA lettering you can see here with blue color, and also here in the headlights we can see Mercedes-Benz and blue design elements. So these two lines are exclusive for AMG line package, and at the front you can see this aerodynamic front bumper which has air curtains also on the sides, so the air is directed there and also there. So here we have the LED high performance headlights, but there are also multi LED headlights available. And now you can see just the auxiliary heating, which I turn it on, so we have a heat on the inside because it's quite cold now. Alright, so here we can see the powertrain, the electric drivetrain, Bridgestone tires, and these AMG line wheels, which has like aero design, and these are 235, 50, 19-inch wheels, Bridgestone tires. These are summer tires. And at the rear, these are Turanza T005 MO Mercedes original 235 50 19 as well at the rear. Silver brake caliper. Alright guys, so we are in the all-new Mercedes-Benz EQA 250, and this is the all-electric Mercedes-Benz. So we have only battery here and electric motor, no petrol, no diesel, just EV. So this is a pure EV, and in this video we are going for a test drive. We have 228 kilometers of our range. Let's test the acceleration. Yeah, seems pretty nippy. So what is interesting about this particular car is that it is based on the GLA platform, but it is turned into the EV. So essentially we have battery pack and electric motor. This car is front wheel drive, as you can see here on the display. So the electric motor powers front wheels from the battery pack. So this car has 140 kilowatts, which is 190 horsepower, 375 newton meters of torque, 1-speed gearbox basically, as a traditional EV. And I have to say, this is my first time to drive an EV. Until now I only drove the plug-in hybrid cars, so this is my first experience. So personally it's hard for me to give you a comparison with other EVs that will come in the future, as I will have more opportunities to drive different EVs, but I can compare this to petrol cars or diesel cars, which I'm really familiar with. And as someone who is driving the first EV, I think it's a good experience to have and to share with you guys. So the ride is very smooth and you don't really hear a lot of noise from the road. So right now I'm in the comfort mode. Suspension seems, yeah, handling this quite good. I'm going to speed up now. We have also trip computer here, so I reset the not fuel consumption but electric consumption before I started to drive. So we will see. Now we have 17.6.7 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. I'm going to do like city drive, and also I'm going on a highway to test how this car behaves on the highway at higher speeds, 130 kilometers per hour or 80 miles per hour. But yeah, initial impressions are that this is really quiet, so it feels comfortable, premium. I think I'm very satisfied with the comfort aspect of this car. This is not a performance car, because the acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is actually 8.9 seconds. There is also like a special version which has rose gold vents, the edition 1 version. It's actually quite like silent here. I thought you would hear more noises from outside, but it's pretty good. We have single glass, so this is not double glazed. For single glass it's quite good isolation, I would say. I have to check if you are on summer or winter tires, because you have less tire noise from summer tires, so we will see about that. The sound which you have is like this artificial EV sound, but it's not like really prominent or anything. It's actually quite subdued, and mostly you hear it on like from the start on the acceleration. And here with the pedals you can select like recuperation. You have a D minus minus, which is the most recuperation, the most one pedal. Oh, actually this is even more than in the GLA plug-in hybrid. It's really wow. So yeah, that was yeah, D minus minus is really slowing down quite aggressively, I would say. Okay, so I will leave it probably at the D minus. Even D minus is like, yeah, I'm not sure. It seems like, for me, I would say the D here is like D minus in the, maybe even D minus minus in the GLA plug-in hybrid. So the recuperation is really, so let's try it here. Yeah, so it feels like it's quite aggressive, this recuperation. Interesting. And we have also D+. This is like the car will be more coasting, gliding than on the D. So far I like D or D minus. So yeah, I think it's my initial impressions are quite good. I'm driving actually over the, not potholes, but uneven road parts, and I think it's, yeah, the suspension is better than on the GLA plug-in hybrid, that's for sure. I will test even more here. So we can actually check if we have so no, we don't have the adjustable suspension, so we have more or less classic suspension. Now we are in the comfort mode. We have individual, sport and eco mode, so 4 modes. We can still leave it in the comfort. Maybe we can try the eco mode. So speed limit, possible to exceed speed limit by using kick down. Okay, so this is like, even if I'm pressing the accelerator, it feels like it's slowing down, so I will leave it in comfort, I think. I think what is the best is to go like during weekend in the morning, or during workday in the evening, or yeah, when it's not like peak hours like now, and try everything how it behaves when there are less cars on the road. And that's basically with every new car. So we are still at 63%, so it's quite, yeah, it's quite efficient, I would say. You can hear the engines of other cars. Alright, so here a little bit worse tarmac, I think. We can test this, how it behaves, because you have to remember we have a quite heavy battery pack in the floor. So unlike traditional internal combustion engine, the EVs have completely different structure, because a lot of weight you have in the floor. So the benefit of that is that you can have a lower center of gravity, but overall weight is higher than with IC cars. But yeah, it's quite peaceful, I would say, this city driving. So I think this is mainly for city driving, this car, but I'm sure it will be fine also on the highway. We will test that pretty soon. I'm actually heading towards the highway, but it seems pretty. I'm driving like 5 minutes and it's still 63%, so it means it's quite efficient, this car. It has same like hold feature, like you know from other Mercedes vehicle, so that's good. So far we have 13.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And the pickup, the acceleration of the, like from standstill, it's quite easy, quite good, I would say. Pretty, you can say pretty nippy. And then I think if you are going more than like 70 kilometers, it slows down. So for city driving, which you accelerate from standstill to a certain like 30, 40, 50 miles per hour to like 50, 80 kilometers per hour, I think it's a range in which this car excels. We have now 62%, so 1% less. So yeah, so far I have to say it's pretty efficient, this car. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this car. Okay, so now was like an even road. Yeah, I think it handled pretty well the suspension. So in the corner this car feels quite stable because you have a lower center of gravity. Try acceleration in a sport mode to 80. So you feel this immediate kick because the whole power is available like immediately. So that's a benefit of electric motor. Now we have 110. So yeah, definitely you can feel that this car like picks up speed initially very fast, but then it trims down the speed. So we have 110 kilometers per hour. So we are around 18.7 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. Alright, so I'm speeding up to 130 kilometers per hour, and we can try and test the fuel consumption. So I will reset the trip computer. So right now I think we are stable consumption, 21.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So at this speed you don't really hear the engine at all, even if you have diesel or petrol, because you only hear the wind resistance. In overall driving, this car feels, I would say, quite stable because it has a lower center of gravity, as we said. So that's about it in terms of the driving on the highway. Then now we can test the acceleration from 60 to 130 kilometers per hour here on the cruise control, how it behaves in comfort mode. So we can have it on 60 and now wait here and try the acceleration. All right. So it's picking up the speed quite continuously. It's not aggressive acceleration. And now we can definitely hear more wind noise. So the wind is blowing this way. In this direction we have headwind, and in opposite we have tailwind. That's for sure. Alright guys, so let's try the acceleration here. But at this speed, 130 kilometers per hour, 80 miles per hour, it's, I would say, very good at the sound isolation. especially during today when it's super windy. Integration of the EQ in the MBUX system, EQA logo as well here, and the door seals. And we have these AMG line seats which have good bolsters, very nice, and they are very comfortable for me personally. I will just hop inside. It's quite cold, so doors have a good sound, and we can turn on the seat heating. You can see EQ animation here. You can turn on the seat heating, and here we have the MBUX system. Here you can see my consumption, 19.2 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers. More you will see during my driving portion of this video. So you can change these into different styles. So for example, classic, this is like blue theme, blue color, and here you can see we have EQ logo. You can see here how much power you are using of the 100%, and you can also customize it. So you can see consumption, eco display, navigation, G-force, and for the Distronic. And here if you go into the trip setting, you can see also the consumption and other figures. So it's very similar to the GLA. You can see here this is brand new car. It has only 83 kilometers so far. Then sport mode is basically the same as the classic, just in different color. This is like gray and yellow and a little bit of green. And we have also progressive, which looks more modern. It has these orange and blue colors combined together. Also here at the center screen. So the screen you can control here with the touchpad, or at the steering wheel with this button. And most importantly, we have navigation here, where you can see the charging spot. So here you can see you have logo for charging station. So if you click on it, you can see the charging station sorted by a distance. Then we have radio, media, comfort. In comfort you have ambient lighting with different colors, 64 colors, or we have also multicolor options. So we have now and the blue color, which goes also here and down there, and the multicolor options are here with ocean blue, purple sky, red moon, fire red, sun yellow, so many colors. This display is also a touch screen. Most importantly here for the EQA is here this EV screen for the charging. So here you can see we have charging stations. You can search for charging stations. You can see departure time, then charging programs, which is standard, home, work, so you can schedule your charging behavior and how much it needs to be charged, departure time, where you can deactivate it, consumption. Here you can see the overall consumption and how much of the consumption is driving, how much is heating and cooling, and other consumers like radio and other stuff. Then we have energy flow. So when you are driving, basically you can see, for example, that the car is charging, or it's just gliding or recuperating the energy, or just e-drive, so it's powering the car with electricity from the batteries. And in vehicle you can see how much gas or brake. So if I step on brake, you can see I'm using 13% now, And on the gas, you can see here to 20%, and that's owner's manual. We have also here the Mercedes Me apps and settings. So in settings we have quick access, assistance for your assistant systems, and in vehicle we have dynamic select, so you can actually change the driving style of this car also here on the center console with dynamic button. So you can have Eco, which has a speed limitation. You can see possible to exceed speed limit by using kick down, and you can see here the drivetrain is in Eco, and other like steering and ESP is in comfort. We have comfort mode, this is mode in which car starts. Then we have sport mode, but it's not possible with roof loaded, and individual mode when you can customize how you want the car to behave. We have acoustic lock, so the car will beep if you will lock it. The car can lock automatically when you start to drive. Folding mirrors, so the car can fold mirrors, and search for charging stations. So with lights, it's ambient light, exterior light shut off, the standard stuff which you know from other vehicles. And in system you can change the displays, controls. So you have also the Hi Mercedes function, the settings for audio, for Wi-Fi, time and date, language, units, license activation, software update, and system backup, pin protection, and general stuff. Then you have themes, so lounge, trip, this is like Eco, and favorites. So the integration of the EQ is available here, as I showed you. So with this one you control the driver display, and with this part of the steering wheel you control the middle central display, multimedia screen. You have volume button for your calls, home button, and also here you can see this is for the cruise control. This one has manual cruise control, but you can have also the Distronic, which is active cruise control. And these are buttons for the windows, for mirrors, so you can fold mirrors, usual stuff like door pockets. You can also open the boot here with the button. So we have Dynamica here, which is like Alcantara material from Mercedes-Benz. So here with this one you can control lights, and here at the middle you can open it, and you have two cup holders here. You can extend them so you have more variation for your drinks, and here you have some space, also 12-volt socket. You can have also optional wireless charging for your phone, USB-C port, and here with this one you have a Parktronic, so the car can park itself, and also the favorite for the car, navigation, radio, media, telephone. Underneath armrest we have some storage compartment with a USB-C port, and here you can see these are the AMG line seats. We have also the sunroof, panoramic roof. You can open it if you want. Hi Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Close the sun blind.
I'm closing the roller sun blinds.
So you can operate these also by voice. So here in glove compartment you can see we have some storage space. Dual zone thermatronic unit, which is dual zone AC, and also we have auxiliary heating here, so you can preheat the car from the app. And here you can see the goodbye, so you can see the set departure time, pre-entry climate control, maximum charging state, maximum charge current, so you can see this information when you leave the vehicle. So now we can check out the rear seats. So as you can see, very nice interior, AMG line, same materials as with the front seats. So I will hop back, and immediately I can notice that the floor is higher than with IC cars. That's because underneath the floor we have batteries. So basically underneath my thighs I have much more room, so it's a little bit different seating position because you have lower floor. But usually this car is used to transport kids in the rear in child seats, so I don't think kids will have a issue with this. Maybe it's even better for them because they have more room, and this middle tunnel is actually lower, so for kids this is even better. We have also USB-C port here and some storage compartment here, net for some stuff, and also the door pocket here, also for the water bottle. And here is how the front looks from the rear seats. You have also grab handle here and also the light. So two-section roof for the panoramic sunroof. Now we can check out the cargo space. So now we can check the cargo space. So this car has 340 liters of cargo capacity, and you can see the car has some charging cables here, and this is my backpack. So here underneath you can find some storage space for cables, so you can put them here, and tire kit as well. So you can see here, this is how it looks with folded seats.